What's up, everybody? My name is Brad, and today I'm going to do another book review for you, and that is on Break the Bodies, Haunt the Bones by Micah Hicks. This book tells the story of Jane, her brother Henry, her mom and dad, and they live in a place called Swine Hill, which the whole town is sort of crumbling and falling apart. A lot of people have moved away, and the town itself is haunted by tons and tons of ghosts that have died previously in the town. A lot of the people that live in the town are haunted and possessed by one or maybe multiple ghosts. And along in the story, some new residents start to come into town, and they start taking the jobs away from the people who already live there. Really the only place where the people work is the slaughterhouse up on top of the hill where they kill pigs, hence the name Swine Hill. But the newcomers are taking the jobs away from the residents who already live there. So there's a lot of hate, sort of like hate crimes and stuff that start happening. And Jane is sort of scared for her and her family's well-being. So it's basically a story of them trying to get out of Swine Hill, get away from the ghosts and all that kind of stuff to get away. So they end up basically not getting killed. To put it short, this book was really strange and weird, but not in a good way for me. I didn't really like this book too much. Found myself really not caring about the story. I didn't care about the characters or what happened to them at all. I was kind of sort of bored with it, to be honest. I probably should have DNF'd the book, but I'm sort of a completionist and had to see it through to the end. Maybe hoping optimistically that it would get a little bit better. But it really didn't. I didn't care really how it ended. I was just like, that's great, let's move on to the next book. I'm going to give it 2 stars. The reason I'm not giving it 1 star is because the writing itself isn't bad. I just didn't care about anything in the book. And the author does have some pretty good descriptive scenes in the book that I did enjoy. I just wish the story would have been better, and that would have made me care about the characters more. But 2 stars for me. But if you haven't read this, I'm going to start getting into spoilers now about more reasons why I didn't like it. So if you do want to read this book and without being spoiled, go ahead and step away. But this book, like I said, it was super weird. I felt like it didn't really know what it wanted to be. I felt like it was trying to be too many things. There's ghosts and possession. The residents that move into town are pig people. Henry's brother is possessed by a ghost who likes to invent things. Sorry, Jane's brother Henry is possessed by a ghost that likes to invent things. And he basically made a Frankenstein pig man. He stitched together different parts of a pig and brought him to life and somehow gave him human intelligence. And that spawned a whole race of pig people. Those are the people who are taking the jobs away from the humans at the factory. So there's, ghosts, there's these pig people, there's robot, there's this alien life form sentience thing. Later on in the book, Henry builds like a radio tower and eventually calls down this ball of light, which one of his friends, there's an athletic friend of his, she catches the ball and it's absorbed into her, and slowly it starts to cause her to basically phase out of reality, like into a different dimension or different plane of existence. So there's all these things going on. Just I felt like none of it really went together very well, and it just didn't make a lot of sense. Like I said, I felt like it was trying to do too much instead of just sticking to maybe the ghost and possession thing, or the stuff about the pig people and stuff like that. But I didn't really care what was going on. I do feel like he was trying to get across sort of the point of racism in the book with the pig people, which I understood that. There's, the pig people are discriminated against because they're different. They're moving in and taking jobs from other people. There's hate crimes against them. One of the pig people actually gets murdered near the end of the book. Jane and Henry sort of help out the pig people in a way, and so the people are starting to come and attack them as well because they're assisting the pig people. So I get all the the discrimination and sort of racism aspect of it, what it was trying to hint at, but I just didn't care for it. Some of the things I did like, there's sort of an antagonist. He's a police officer in the book who's haunted by multiple spirits, and the pain that he calls them in life, they sort of are inflicting that on him. So he's always bleeding all the time. He bleeds out of his eyes, his nose, his mouth. Even when he sweats, he bleeds out of his pores. So all the scenes with him I thought were really cool and very descriptive. There is a scene with Jane's boyfriend. His name is Trigger, and he got that nickname by him and his dad and his younger brother went out on a hunting trip, and Trigger accidentally shoots and kills his younger brother, and he's haunted by his younger brother's spirit, so that's how he got the nickname. But there's a scene where Jane's going into his house, and the younger brother's spirit is either causing her to hallucinate or something like that. And when he was killed, it was in the woods in the wintertime, so it was cold, and the leaves are all falling off. So she starts to see that in his house. The trees start to sprout up, the ground's covered with leaves, there's animals creeping through the trees and stuff in his house. That was a really cool scene. There's a few other scenes I liked as well. Near the beginning of the book, Jane is driving her car, and there's spirits crossing the road, and she drives through them, and it explains how the spirit's face kind of smears across the windshield. There's other scenes like that that I enjoyed, so that's why I'm giving it 2 stars over 1 star, because the writing itself, like I said, it wasn't bad. There were some cool descriptions about things in the book. It was just boring, to be honest, and I didn't care about the characters or the plot of the book or anything like that. But that's all I have to say about Break the Bodies, Haunt the Bones. Have you read this? If so, I'd like to hear your comments down in the comment section below. Did you like it? Did you not like it? Tell me why. I'd like to discuss it with you. But that's all I have for you today, so I'll talk to you later. Bye.